What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Now, this is the recap of Thursday night football. Like I told you guys, it took everything in me to get through that damn game. That game was atrocious. Spagnola, Nolo, I call him Nolo. Spags, call him Spags. Spags came in with a game plan to change up the looks, confuse Russell Wilson, blitz from different angles, or what we call pressure. He was sending at times 5 guys. That's a pressure. In football terms, we're just going to give a pressure where it either be a delayed blitz or a guy just comes in and he acts as the 5th guy. Sometimes you rush 5 on 5 and you just play with the stunts. Then they sent some blitzes, which they really didn't have to a lot of times. Chris Jones, seriously, Chris Jones single-handedly damn near just destroyed the Broncos offensive line. Destroyed it. Now, what the Broncos did different was they got an old I formation, sometimes single back, ran the ball. Which I was shocked that Sean Payton humbled himself and ran the ball. It was more of a, I'm gonna run the ball to show you guys that Russ ain't it anymore. He ain't shit. He's the sole reason we're losing. Right? And it worked. Sean Payton sabotaged Russell Wilson so bad Thursday. It was so obvious what he was doing. It was. He just ran the ball and did all that stuff just to show, look, I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to, make him, feel like he's here and I'm trying to watch out for my quarterback. No, you're not. Because what happened is everybody was like, oh, how soon they're going to trade Russell Wilson? Right? But nobody's going to talk about the drop from the receivers, the lack of blocking from the guard, center, and the tackle. Nobody's going to talk about how the defense for the Broncos was barely pressuring Mahomes all night. To beat Patrick Mahomes, you keep him in the pocket. Period. And when he scrambles, you lock on to the guy you're with. Or if you're in a man type of zone, you pass him off to the next guy in that area. You have to be communicating. That's why some of the best defenses give Patrick Mahomes trouble. Because they know he'll get out the pocket. Then they know, okay, we're good. Watch your guy. Stay on your guy. Yo, he crossing. Watch him. Communication. The Broncos defense looked like they had zero communication. They were just letting Kelsey run up the seam like it was nothing. But Spags' defense and the game plan he had against Russell was beautiful. Forcing Russell out the pocket and then jamming the receivers, holding and locking onto the receiver so if a receiver comes free, somebody could jump it. At the line, put your hands up because he's a short guy. So he has to try to throw up top, which you can then tip the ball, which they got 2 picks off of that. Well, one of the picks, the receiver tipped up and got that pick. So Sean Payton is basically throwing Russ under the bus so they can go get another quarterback. But that ain't your problem. You can go get another quarterback, but how is your team gonna fare? Huh? How? You think a quarterback's gonna come in and help this team just take off? You know how? You have no wide receivers. You have no line. O-line is terrible. And defensively, the only person you really could build around is Pat Surtain, who might want to trade this offseason of how badly the team is, because he's not used to losing. He comes from Alabama. He not used to all that losing. Spags basically sent a lot of stunts, switched up with pressures, the blitzes, and it just got him off guard. Now, when the Broncos ran the ball, they did good until they start fumbling the ball. It was just terrible. The Broncos offense has no rhythm. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, just the whole team really hates them. Everybody hates them. They don't like Payton or Russ. And you can tell. But you play this game to win, to build the brotherhood. You're not playing this game to like somebody. If you gotta like somebody to do your goddamn job, then you need to get off the team. So if I'm the Broncos, I don't get rid of Russ or Sean Payton. What I would do is trade that pick, that high draft pick, get some more picks, and build your offensive line up. Go get some offensive players. Get some weapons on offense. You don't have any weapons. Sutton can't do shit. He can't get off a jam. Judy, for some reason, he can only run routes when he come out the backfield. Like, he can't run a regular route like a traditional receiver. They're not getting separation. And the Chiefs defense is okay, but it ain't no lockdown team. They ain't no lockdown defense. They're more of a scheme type of defense. Like Spags, if you got the right personnel, Spags will eat you up. And he got Chris Jones back, which helps out a lot. But the guy who's been killing for them is the middle linebacker, Bolden. Bolden's just been everywhere. But he does the things that doesn't show up in fantasy or show up on the stat sheet. He's done well. Now, the thing that surprised me was when Andy Reid ran the goddamn ball finally. He finally ran the damn ball. I was like, dog, it took your ass long enough to run the ball. Pacheco dominated. That's how the Chiefs were able to win. They ran the ball down their throat, and they switched up running backs. Hilaire would come in a few plays and be the spell back, or to be McKinnon. Pacheco was the first, second down guy. And that's why I kept saying, you feed Pacheco. And they listen to everybody's videos, because that's all we've been saying is, dude, give Pacheco the goddamn ball. That's it. That's all you got to do. Give him the ball. Move out the damn way. But everybody's saying, oh, trade Russ now. Trade him. That contract is way too big. I'm not finna eat up that money. I'm finna be like, look, we gonna put a bunch of players around him. When the draft come, we're gonna get offensive linemen. We're gonna get receivers. Free agency come, whoever we can sign, we're gonna get a reliable player. And then go from there. But the way this team is constructed as a talent-wise, it's terrible. Now, they got promise in the running back, Williams and McCaughlin, I think that's his name. Those guys are straight. But here's your issue. This is your issue. Your issue is... The issue is going to be is your defense. Do you want to continue going forward with Van Joseph? You don't have no dogs on defense. You probably got Patrick Surtain, but he's more of a guy who he's good, he's solid, but he got to be in a scheme. Like, he got to it can't just be him. You got to get somebody else. He reminds me of when they had Champ Bailey all them years and they have nobody until they brought in Darren Williams. You got to bring in another corner opposite of him that could ball out. But the secondary is decent. The problem with the Broncos is their front seven. They don't generate enough pressure. They don't make enough plays. Like, they had a chance to intercept a couple passes. They just dropped it. Excuse me. Flat out dropped it. I'm like, how? How, Sway? How? But this is what Sean Payton gets for trying to make it seem like Lamar Jackson wasn't trying to get back on the field. Him, Uncle Charles, and Uncle Vic. And replace their names with the T word. You already know who I'm talking about. Those two bums. If I ever seen them in person, I would tell them straight to their face, y'all some sellout mother uckers. Sellout, sellout. I would tell them. I would tell them to their face. I would spit on the ground they walk on. That's what I feel about y'all. That's how much respect I done lost in both of them dudes. I don't listen to them dudes at all. But my issue is Sean Payton supposed to be this damn guru to bring guys together, and all he has done is tore the team apart. He's disrespected Russell Wilson. He's disrespected others. He threw the defensive coordinator under the bus, but he doesn't accept no blame because you know why he can't? Because he's the great genius Sean Payton. And the way it's looking, it seemed like Drew Brees really carried him, which he did. Because in some of those games that they lost, he made some terrible decisions. So Drew Brees has moved up way on my all-time list. I got to tell Cliff, shout out to my brother Cliff Sires, dog, I was wrong. Every New Orleans Ain't fan, I still don't like you bastards. But I owe y'all an apology. Drew Brees made Sean Payton. He did. He made him. Imagine if Miami would have got Drew Brees. I think they would have won. I think he would have won more Super Bowls with Miami because they would have had a defense. They would have had the receivers. I think that team in Miami was better for him than Payton. But, you know, the idiocy of the Miami Dolphins general manager at the time cost them. And then Saban said, F that, I'm going back to college where I got control and could pick my own guys. But this is something that I have been telling people is that Sean Payton is of like Belichick. Bill Parcells trained them well, but when it comes to building up their own people under them or having their own coaching staff, they're like an F, or they're like a D or an F, because those coaching staffs can't go nowhere else and duplicate what they just did or what they've done, because that's how great a quarterback is. Brady was that great. Breeze that great. Peyton Manning was great. It's just he choked in big games, but he was great in the regular season. He just couldn't translate to the postseason with those plays. But I'm still taking him over Eli. I'm sorry. But yeah, but see, that's the reason. Patrick Mahomes is still playing willy-nilly with the ball. And this is where I question Andy Reid. Andy Reid doesn't check anybody. This is what Eric Bieniemy was great at. He was checking guys. He made guys accountable. And I don't see that out of Andy Reid. That's why I'm saying Eric Bieniemy, even though it's not showing record-wise, it's showing from an emotional and showing from a not only an emotional, but from a void of leadership, in my opinion. Andy Reid is great at X's and O's. He's probably one of the greatest offensive minds in history. Seriously. Because when Andy Reid actually runs the ball, his offense becomes damn near unstoppable, because you can't stop those crossing routes. And then I just want to know about Van Joseph as a defensive coordinator. Your cornerbacks don't know how to align. If you're running a man, this goes to all you future corners. I'm going to have my Patreon up soon, and I'm only going to charge you $1. So you guys can all put in $1. If we have 100 people give $1, that's $100. You know, I'm not going to overcharge you 10 or 20. I'm not going to be doing that much content like that. I'm just going to be putting plays on there, showing you guys how to break film down, showing you guys alignment, showing you guys how to position yourself. You know, because a lot of these times, these guys they're not aligning correctly. I don't have the greatest terminology, because our terminology when I played at Texas Southern was different, but I'll give it to you the best way I can. And if you guys think I'm wrong about something, you guys can tell me in it. But I'm going to get the Patreon up. All I ask for you to do is give $1. It's not that much. It's $1. You pay $1 to go get a Black and Mild or a regular or one cigarette from the store. So it's like, come on. You know, but I'm going to show you guys the film and show you how to break it down. But your alignments are terrible. The Broncos, your alignment was very bad. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand why it was that bad. And then your techniques were terrible. Getting off the line. The Broncos line was getting off the ball very sluggish and slow. As if it's like, I don't even want to be here right now. And that's how it looked. It's as if they didn't care. You know, it's sad. But it is what it is. But yeah, Mahomes is playing very out of there. And I just want him to reel it back some. And to me, he's still bolting the pocket, running to his right or left way too fast. It's some sacks that he took or some hits that he took is unnecessary. What if you're playing in a big game in like 3 or 4 weeks, you try that same bullshit and then you just get sprayed by a defense who actually knows how to tackle with fundamentals? Then what? Because you know he's fragile if you hit him one good time. And people are like, well, Mahomes is when I expect more of Mahomes. And I'm not trying to compare him, but when each year, Brady got better from the pocket. He got better releasing the ball. Pat is okay, like, from the pocket, but he is way behind where he should be from throwing from the pocket. I just want him to be better. That's it. You know, I'm not trying to be nitpicking and stuff, which people are going to say, man, you are nitpicking, which I'm not nitpicking. It's just, dog, if you want to be the best of all time, dog, I'm going to judge you from that perspective. I still don't think he's better than Donovan McNabb. And y'all can get mad and talk about rings all day. I'm like, I don't care about no rings and Super Bowls. Rings and Super Bowls are a team achievement. Okay, that's a team achievement. Not taking nothing away from his individual performances, but in the past Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been all that. He hasn't. You know, he got outplayed vastly by Jalen Hurts. If not for that dumbass fumble Hurts did, I don't know what possessed him to do that. They would have won that game. But it is what it is. But watching the game, Chiefs dominated on defense. Defensively, I think they're good. I give their defense a B. Their offense, I give a D+. I thought their offense, they were throwing drives away. They were supposed to win this game 30-something to 8. And their offense played terrible. But I give their offense a D+. Defensively, I give them a B-. I give them a B. I give them a B. The Broncos, Sean Payton sabotaged Russell Wilson in that game. Go back and watch it. He sabotaged it. So thank y'all for listening, man. I'm out. Deezy.